And he said, oh, I'm looking for where somebody died. I said, well, we have a death in the morning. The father has gone to the secretariat to get a certificate for us to bury this child. At that time, she was about 3 years old. As a matter of fact, she convulsed and died at about 9 o'clock. At this time, 4 o'clock, the body was already changing. We were all waiting for the father to come with the certificate that we can take the child to bury.
Watch the first miracle that late Bishop Benson Idahosa did that brought him to Limelight in Benin City. It is this miracle that made Idahosa popular. So the best person to tell the story, the eyewitness of that miracle is Benson Idahosa's wife, even before he got married to Idahosa. So there's a first miracle of Idahosa. So I want you to listen, watch how it happens. Share it to others. It will build your faith as a believer. If today is your first time to be in this platform, please subscribe to be part of what you are doing. Here we publish informative and educative content on spiritual matters.
It was in the last year. I came home on vacation, and before I came home, I have known my husband for years. We call him pastor because he's always sharing tracts on the street and preaching the gospel and asking people, inviting people to church. He invited me. I never went because I said I'm a born and a dying Anglican. My father is a foundation member, and so all the children, we are founders or foundation members of Anglican. But he said not to worry, but he was able to get one of my little cousins. And so every Sunday he comes, takes my cousin to church, and that's it. So this particular day, it was about 4 o'clock, and behold, he came into the house, and he said, oh, I'm looking for where somebody died. I said, well, we have a death in the morning. The father has gone to the secretariat to get a certificate for us to bury this child. At that time, she was about 3 years old. As a matter of fact, she convulsed and died at about 9 o'clock. At this time, 4 o'clock, the body was already changing. We were all waiting for the father to come with the certificate that we can take the child to bury. And now this elegant young man came in and he said, I have been looking for where somebody that said, hey. No, this is no joke. Every day is no Christmas. We have a death here. He said, I have been waiting. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm looking for. I want to raise the dead. I said, bro, you are going too far. He said, no, Margaret, I am very serious. I know when he wants something, he wants it. I said, okay, no problem. So I took him to where the child was, where we laid the child. And so I stood by the door to see how this young man is going to perform the miracle to wake this child. And I was very, very curious. And I stood, and he went in. He prayed the first time, he prayed the second time, he prayed the third time. He now came and said, what is the name of the child? I said, do you need the name of the child? He said, yes, because in the Bible, Jesus asked the woman that the child died, what is the name? And the woman told him, Talitha Kumi. So he thought that was the name of that child. Oh, I said, okay, the name of this child is called Inuata. So he went in and prayed and called this child's name. And all of a sudden, I heard a sneeze from this dead child from 9 a.m. You know what? I took to my heels and I ran out and I said, oh no, I can't stand this. And behold, he brought that child. They walked out of the room together. And it blew my mind. So after it all, he said, give the child some food to eat. We gave the child the food to eat. After it all, I said, come, what is that thing that made you wake somebody from death? He said, well, it's the Lord Jesus Christ. My pastor preached and said, you can raise the dead. And so I asked him, have you done? He said, no, but can I do it? He said, yes. And that was it. And that was what got me into the Lord. And he preached a simple message. Tears was rolling down my eyes. And guess what? Today, that child that he rose from the dead has 8 children.
Wow.
Still alive and well. So that was what got me into the ministry, into the gospel, you know. And I told my dad, say, Dad, you've been in Anglican for years. I'm sorry for mentioning the name. You've been in this particular church for years and nothing has happened. Look at. And that was it. And I gave my life to Christ. My mom gave her life to Christ. The mother of the child gave her life to Christ. And that was how we found the Lord.
Wow.
And since then, it's been miracles upon miracles upon miracles.
Wow. This is serious.